Hello friends, it's Rev Ric Beattie. I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan. And I'm sharing a meditation, and this meditation is about healing. And so I want to share some ideas with you from Myrtle Fillmore's letters, because she responded for a long time to the people who wrote to Silent Unity seeking healing. And I find her replies often spot on for us today. I'm thinking in terms of, we've been dealing with this pandemic for a long time now, 18 months. Many people have shared with me that they're stressed, they feel it. I've been really having to stay on top of my own stress management, and meditation is one of the ways I do that, so I'm glad you're here. But some of the things that Myrtle said long ago, and Myrtle is the co-founder of the Unity movement. We call her the Great Mother of Unity, or the Great Heart of Unity. So this is from a chapter in her book, Letters of Myrtle Fillmore, and it's called Threefold Healing. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, or this whole story, but I will read some pieces of it and talk about them because they really strike me as fitting for us today. So she writes, "We will not say that the work we do here has nothing to do with healing, but we do not promise results unless we have the faith and the cooperation of those for whom we pray and to whom we give instruction." So there's a first point. Many of us are dealing with depression, mental health issues. Many people have got, right now, an incredible amount of people around me have cancer of various kinds. Some are just worn out emotionally. But if you want somebody to pray with you, for you, you got to cooperate with and have some faith, right? So faith is a step beyond hope. It starts with hope, and then we go to faith. Faith says, hope says, I hope it's true. Faith says, I know it's true. Correct? For after all, it is not the physical and mental relief that means most to the persons receiving treatment. And we are not so much concerned with the results as we are with the growth in consciousness that will make the results abiding. So it's an inside job, is what she's saying. Yeah, we can pray for you, and our faith and our belief will help, but you need to shift your consciousness from dis-ease to wholeness, from lack to supply, from the outer world to God. This health law is threefold: spiritual, keeping a person assured of his God-given freedom from all anxiety and worry and fear and lack. Boy, isn't that a welcome sound to the ears. Mental, giving him the intelligence that enables him always to do that which promotes health and success. And physical, forming those habits which keep him making the right use of his faculties and powers, and the life energy and substance. There is a tendency these days to disregard the harmonious combination of these three elements. One person being very careful to observe the spiritual, another being attentive to the mental, and a third looking to accomplish results through the physical. Our work is to unify these three and to bring our students into the understanding application of the truth of being. One who remembers and lives by the spiritual promises of the law of health will not worry or seek to manage other persons' affairs, or neglect to feed his own soul with that which is necessary to keep it unfolding Christward. One who is aware of the mental side of his health seeks to keep himself free from the limitations of the race mind, the opinions and demands of others, the depressions and hurried attitudes that keep the Christ ideas from finding perfect expression through his thoughts and acts. One who is determined that his physical life shall show forth the peace and order of the spiritual reality and the divine intelligence, is considerate of his body and careful in his demands upon it. He sees to it that he understands the physical requirements and that he meets those thoughtfully and lovingly every day. So you see, there's more to our Silent Unity ministry than a formula of words to be said at intervals. We want to help you live the Christ life here and now, which means to live a life of understanding trust in the good, of joyous activity, mental and physical, of freedom from fear and worry, of loving contact with your fellows, without anxiety as to their apparent shortcomings or selfishness. So we ask you to consider prayerfully the following explanation of your being, and to seek to incorporate an understanding of it in your consciousness, using it in your daily living. Being threefold, spirit, soul, body, we find that our expression also is threefold. The harmonious and constructive unfoldments are threefold, and the things that we term undesirable and imperfect and destructive are threefold also. For example, joyous radiant health is the result of the right spiritual viewpoint, the daily purposeful effort to unfold the faculties and soul qualities, and the daily recognition of the body as the temple of God and the structure that spirit and soul are building. All these prompting us to give careful attention to the needs of the system, the whole system. And weakness or sickness, or inharmony, or imperfection in the organism, is the result of some failure to identify oneself with God, the divine source, and understand how to lay hold of and express one's inheritance of spiritual powers, some limitations in the soul's development of its riches, some ignorance of the body's requirements and disregard of the divine law of life and health. I'm not going to go on. I think you get the point she's making is about we're whole beings, spirit, soul, body, right? Our minds, mental health, physical health, emotional health, all of it together, all of it working together. And so I'm going to, let's just get ourselves relaxing. I invite you to sit as straight up in your chair as you can, or lie down on the floor if you prefer, or you can lie in bed if you want to. Sometimes when I do that, I fall asleep, and that's all right too. In a few minutes, I'm going to start some music. But for right now, I want you to just notice your body where it is in space and get comfortable. Maybe take your shoes off. Perhaps set aside from your lap and from your mind anything that would interfere with you connecting with the divine presence that would be a distraction to you. And we'll spend some time with music, and then we'll come out of that with a prayer. And so the music I'm playing is written and recorded, composed and performed and recorded by Kim Lange, our creative director. And it's called 6 Degrees of Meditation. So just notice your body, notice any spots that seem to be tense. Maybe start a scan of yourself, start with your soles of your feet. Wiggle your toes if you can, if you'd like to. Flex your feet, flex your ankles. Notice your calf muscles. Just notice how they're relaxing even as you think about it, even as I say the word. And then moving on up the legs, the shins, the knees. Bless your knees. I bless my knees and my hips often because they carry me around. And as I get older, I notice that I put a lot of miles on them, so I want them to last. Continuing your scan of your body now up to the, I call it the girdle area, the muscles that wrap themselves around us. Keep the abdomen held together and keep our small of our backs all held together. Bless all those muscles. Notice them. Notice that they support you. And now allow your attention to move up your abdominal area, up to the solar plexus. Bless there. Just bless that spot, and then up to your heart. Heart is the great love center of the body. And love is one of the 12 powers. And love is the great attracting and binding force. It binds us together just like it binds lovers together, and it binds people to the earth through gravity. And that's the power of love. And now allow your attention to move up your back, up the small of your back, the mid-back, continuing on up between your shoulder blades, and then up to the tops of your shoulders. Let your attention move down your upper arms and your elbows and forearms, wrists, and fingers. Just notice even as I say each body part, notice that it relaxes. It relaxes. And now allow yourself to bring your attention back to the front of your body, to your chest, pectoral muscles, the throat area, even your chin and your nose. Relax them, wiggle them. Your cheeks, eyebrows, eyelids, flex them. Forehead, wrinkle it up. Tense it and relax it. Wiggle your ears if you can. I almost can. I can feel it. And then up the top of your head to the crown chakra. See it open wide. We are energetic beings and we are able to receive and send energy. And I often think about that happening through the crown chakra, the top of my head. And then up the back of your neck and the neck itself. Just to notice how everything is relaxing. And now I'm going to start the music I mentioned, and we're going to do some work with our breath. So I invite you to we're going to do this 3 times. Take a deep breath, fill your lungs from the bottom to the top, so breathe in, hold it, sigh it out. Once again, take a deep breath in, hold it, sigh it out. And one more deep breath in, hold it, sigh it out. And now allow your breath to return to whatever your normal pattern is. Just notice it. The most basic meditation is to just notice your breath in and out, the rhythm of it. You can do that anywhere. You can do it eyes wide open, walking, to bring your attention fully to your breath. And begin to feel your body relaxing, your entire being becoming a little more relaxed. These are unprecedented times for all of us. As I said earlier, lots of stress. The system is stressed. The energy of the body is stressed. The energetic field around the planet, I feel it. I'm very sensitive to energy. And allow yourself just to begin to turn within. To turn away from whatever challenge you're dealing with. It might be disease. Could be anxiety, depression, worry. The challenge that you're having could be financial. So we turn our attention away from the problem when we think about God. God is my source of all things, the source of health, the source of life, the source of financial abundance. Just notice that thought, see how it feels in you, see how it resonates in you. God is my source. God is my source. Hold on to that idea and follow your next breath inward to the center of your being, to that place in you where the Christ is enthroned as your life. As May Rowland, a famous unity minister, said long ago, "Come ye apart a while. And rest now in God, trusting that God is the source of all good. And it is our Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom, to expand our awareness of love's presence. Should you hear any noise that distracts you, or if your mind wanders off, just bring it gently back by focusing your attention on your breath, and then follow the next breath inward. Follow your next breath inward a little deeper. And friends, at this time, I'm going to invite you to just remain in a meditative state. Keep your eyes closed or softly focused. And begin to call to mind either some circumstance, personal circumstance that you would seek greater health and healing for, Maybe it's your prosperity. It could be a health challenge, perhaps a dear one. Right now I know of several people dealing with various kinds of cancer and leukemia, number of conditions. And we take our attention away from giving any energy to the disease, and we focus on the truth that each person, every cell in our body is coded with a pattern for perfection. And through our faith and by words of love, we call forth this pattern to unfold itself. We take care of ourselves physically. We eat well, we rest, we play, exercise, we pray. We keep the mind busy and active with words of truth, with some reading, with some study. And now let's shift the focus from ourselves to people around us. And let's think about the people in our own country who are struggling to understand what to do about their current condition. So many competing voices. And so through the power of wisdom and understanding, we can understand what we're supposed to do for ourselves. We listen more to the inner guide than we do to the loud noises of the news and newspapers and all of it. Facebook postings and Twitter feeds and all of the above. Now we turn our attention to our planet, to this ecosystem, to the changes that are happening. Tremendous rains in Germany and China, tremendous drought on the West Coast. Things are moving. And we are open, God, to your wisdom that helps us understand what we might be able to do and the ways that we can cope with these changes. We're relying on your presence in our lives, your wisdom in us as us, to direct us. We have the audacity to believe that we can be guided to take the appropriate steps for ourselves, for each other. And we bless all those who are affected by this coronavirus pandemic everywhere. And we trust and know, God, that we will get through this and we'll do it together. And so it is. Amen. And I just want to encourage you, if you are struggling, if you are in a tough spot, reach out. Reach out to somebody. If you're feeling suicidal or deeply depressed, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. I wish I'd written the number down, but it's easily available. Google it, search for it. Reach out to a trusted person, a minister, a friend, your physician, your best friend, somebody. If you're struggling, let them know. And if I can support you in any way with encouragement or prayer, send me an email. My email address is Ric, R-I-C, there's no K, R-I-C at unityofroyaloak.org. And that's our website, unityofroyaloak.org. You can go there, see what we have going on. We are having services in person and online, live, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then our archives remain up afterwards. So we're here to serve. We want you to not just learn some prayers by rote, but learn of this philosophy for living that we call unity, this way of living emboldened and embodying the Christ, emboldened by and embodying the Christ. For Christ in me, my hope of glory. That's the truth for me and for you. If we can support you in prayer, you can send a prayer request to prayer@unityofroyaloak.org, or you can go to silentunity.org and submit your request directly to Silent Unity Online. However you do it, they'll end up in the same place. We are holding space for you to be everything that you came here to be, to have an amazing life filled with hopefully mostly joy and just a little bit of illness, pain, sorrow, sickness, or sadness. I don't think you have to have any of them, but we do get challenges sometimes. And whatever you're doing today, remember that the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And friends, it's through your generous support that we are able to offer this and other services that we're providing, both during the pandemic and as we emerge. We've remained online, and now we're meeting in person again. So we would welcome your contribution if you're feeling led to give us one. And you can do that at our website as well, unityofroyaloak.org. And there's a button there on the website, a couple of places labeled Donate, and we process using Tidely, which will take your credit card or your electronic check and convert that into currency, a bunch of electrons that stream to our bank account. So God bless you. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong. And remember that often the thing that we're annoyed about isn't really what's going on. Look deeper. Look deeper into yourself. God bless you. Namaste.